I'm Danielle with Bhav Brigade, and welcome to the Pier Past the Pagoda, where we often would practice prior to having to be safe at our homes and not gather in groups. So since this is the last of our series of scheduled YouTube classes, I wanted to make this one extra special. So I'll do my best to project, try to bring as little equipment as possible, because we know sometimes the wind can gust, so I didn't bring the microphone. And I hope that after I checked, I did a brief recording, and if I'm facing the camera, the projection seems to work all right. So if you are practicing indoors where you have some props and you would like to grab some props, I'm outside, so I didn't bring anything with me but my mat. Sometimes that is your best prop, to have a comfortable surface to practice yoga on. So I am going to lead us through about an hour-long donation-based practice. And our social media sites, including the YouTube page where you're accessing this class, has information about where those donations are going and how to donate if you would like. And the way that classes are going to look, at least the classes that I'm offering for Bhav over the next month or more, depending on how much longer we need to safely not be gathering in groups, even for fitness classes like yoga, I am going to likely be posting them to Instagram and or Facebook. So please look to our online spaces to look for updates. I've been teaching classes every Wednesday since the end of March and uploading them to YouTube. And it's been a really fun experience, but my day job, my full-time job as a professor, gets a little busier now because I'm teaching an online class and working with some research assistants, and that's all online. So by going live on Instagram or Facebook, I cut down some of the editing time and processing time. And I will definitely use our social media sites to update you. So we likely will skip next week, but I want to say June 6th is our next Slover class. So we'll be hopefully on the Slover Facebook page. We had some glitches last time. Secondarily, that page would be our Bhav Facebook page for the Slover class. I want to say it's June 6th. It's a Saturday at 11 a.m. So I have those announcements out of the way. And I'm going to do my best to project. When I turn the other direction, I listened to a clip earlier just practicing it out, my voice definitely carries away because I'm in an open space here by the water. So when I am leading us through sun salutations, I may pause and turn toward the camera and just kind of project my direction. I may move with you, but I'm going to do my best to not be facing away from the camera on some of those movements. So I hope you understand. And I apologize that for those of you that are really familiar with this beautiful space, that I'm not able to easily have the camera facing the sun, because then it's just really awkward. It looks just kind of a weird shape moving through in the yoga video. So I thought that it would be best for you to, especially if you're newer to yoga, if you're using online videos as a guide, both with the cueing as well as looking at the shape that the teacher is in, I turn the camera to face the pier or the boats behind me here. So after I'm done with leading you through the class, I might turn the camera and won't quite be sunset. I'm recording this on a Tuesday. I found that the few days that I have come by the pier around sunset, because it's my favorite space, it does get kind of busy with more folks kind of milling around. So with that said, know that there might be some folks that are walking or biking up the pier, then they may not know or expect that somebody's here recording a yoga class. So it's just me and my camera. So I do apologize if you hear some other ambient noises, but take it all in stride. Thank you for the patience and grace with all of these announcements to get those out of the way. Now, if you haven't already, I encourage you to find a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. Maybe crisscross your legs. Feel grounded in your seat, tall through the crown of the head, shoulders drawing down the back, letting the elbows rest comfortably underneath the shoulders. Let the palms rest wherever is most comfortable for you. And as you are ready, maybe you flutter the eyes closed or gaze softly down the nose. Arrive in your space, wherever that may be. Notice your breath. Notice any thoughts that might still be with you. Acknowledge your breath as it is. Acknowledge your thoughts as they are. Acknowledge your body exactly as it is at this moment. Maybe looking within to find a little bit of gratitude for this moment, for your breath, for your thoughts, for your body. I'll lead us through a couple of rounds of intentional breath, and by intentional just mean matching our inhales and our exhale count. If I am counting at a pace that is a little faster or a little slower than you prefer, definitely move at your pace, but try and match your inhales to your exhales for a few rounds. So exhale all of the breath out wherever you are. Inhale through the nose for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue a few more rounds of this, matching your inhale and your exhale counts through the nose. Another cycle of breath. Begin our practice with one round of an optional Om. If it's in your practice to set an intention, I invite you to bring that to mind. As you inhale, bring the palms to the heart space. Sigh it out. Inhale. Inhale, flutter the eyes open. If you haven't already, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist it out to your right. So the right arm comes behind you, left palm across the body. Turn the right hip forward if it's trying to come out into the twist. And you can either turn your gaze toward the right shoulder, or alternatively, maybe turn toward your left shoulder. Maybe you drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Being mindful of what feels good for you today. A couple rounds of breath here. Inhale back through neutral. Exhale, twist it out to the other side, making any adjustments that might feel good for you on this side. Couple rounds of breath here, nice and slow. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bring the palms out to the side. Tent the fingertips. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears, around, back, and down. Really feel rooted through the hips. Walk the fingertips out, maybe just a little bit further. Just kind of noticing how this feels, lengthening through the torso. And now on your inhale, lift your head up. I'm gazing up at the sky. Maybe you're looking up at the sky or the ceiling. Exhale, just start to round the spine just a little bit, pulling the chin in toward the chest. Inhale, heart shines forward, lift the head. Exhale, rounding. So just a different version of kind of a cat-cow movement. So continuing this lifting on the inhale, rounding on the exhale, maybe for a few more cycles. One more round. And as you are ready, come back through neutral. Go ahead and find a tabletop. So I will demo that with you, and then I will turn toward the camera to project. So hands and knees, palms underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, about hip width apart. Look back to see that you can't see your toes, so readjust, pull the belly in toward the spine. Your heart will be shining slightly forward, shoulders away from the ears, and then on the inhale, lift the heart forward, lift the tailbone, exhale, beginning rounding at the tailbone, eventually pulling the chin in toward the chest. So continue this a few more times. You really press into the palms as you, on an inhale, will lift the chest up. As you exhale, you'll round. Continue breathing, moving at your pace. Maybe you notice how your wrists are feeling, so as you continue to move, know that you can have fists for wrists if needed, or you can tent the fingertips like we did earlier. Be mindful of your knees. On my home practice, I would have a blanket underneath my knees. Take a couple more rounds. And then as you are ready, on your next inhale, find tabletop. Exhale, widen the knees as much as is comfortable. Bring the big toes together. Bring the hips back towards the heels. Your forehead will melt toward the earth. I will demo here. So with the forehead to the earth, maybe you reach the fingertips forward. Maybe you bend the elbows, stack your forearms as a shelf for your forehead. Notice length in the spine, wherever you are. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Child's pose is available to you at any time in your practice, or a comfortable seat could be an alternative. Sometimes child's pose may not feel very relaxing, so do what you need throughout this practice. This is your yoga. You're welcome to stay in child's pose as long as you like. Otherwise, tuck the toes. The knees are bent very deeply. Maybe walk the palms, one palm length forward. Keeping the knees bent very deeply so that there's kind of a shelf for your torso. On your next exhale, slowly peel the hips up and back, and then start to bend one knee at a time. So again, it's a bit of an awkward practice as I'm demoing and speaking and trying to turn toward the camera. I won't do that the full time. So I will lift my hips up, slowly start to lengthen my legs down, pull the belly in toward the spine, give yourself room to breathe, then try and bring the chest toward the legs so the ears are resting comfortably between the arms. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Bring the thumbs in just about halfway. Notice how that feels so you're not dumping into the wrists. Try and redistribute the weight evenly between the upper and the lower body. Maybe you find a couple more breaths of stillness. Maybe you actively keep bending the knees a little bit. And as you are ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk the feet forward to meet the palms. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up in whatever way is best for your body. Maybe you get a bit of an upper back bend. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Either actively look at your feet or with the eyes closed, energetically feel that the feet are parallel, tailbone orients down. Actively reach through the fingertips, shoulders up towards the ears, around, back and down. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Always have a gentle bend in the knee. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Let's do that another time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Tadasana. Take a couple moments to do a body scan from the heels all the way to the crown of the head. Notice where you might want to send some extra love and good energy on your exhale. So there's an area of the body that might be a little sore, a little tight. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, so you're going to be in a low lunge. Inhale, look forward to lengthen the spine. Again, I'm looking at the camera to project. As you exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank or upper push-up position. Exhale, release the knees just behind the hips, point the toes back. Inhale, shift slightly forward. As you exhale, bend the elbows, bring the forehead down all the way in one long line. Inhale from the back of the body, lift the heart up, draw the elbows in toward each other. Exhale, release the forehead to the earth. Inhale, use the back body to lift the heart up. Really press the toes into the earth, the toenails, I should say. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, heart lifts. Maybe the palms hover off the earth. Exhale, release. Eventually making your way back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk the feet or hop. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back to your low lunge. Inhale, look forward to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Remember, you can choose to stay here or find child's pose. Otherwise, inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, release the knees, point the toes back behind you. Inhale, shift forward. Maybe on your exhale, you come halfway or a quarter of the way down. Elbows hug in toward the rib cage. Inhale, shine the heart forward. If you're in this up dog version, maybe you lift the legs. Still keeping those toenails pressed into the earth. Exhale, we'll eventually meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the front of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Finding your mountain pose. Take a cycle of breath here. Notice how you feel. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, release the knees, or maybe you keep them lifted this time. So we have one full cycle of breath here. Inhale, shift slightly forward. As you exhale, come all the way or maybe halfway down. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your way to the front of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Finding your mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold as the left leg steps back to your lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Optional here to inhale, shift forward. Release the knees if that's in your practice. Exhale, coming halfway or all the way. Inhale, press the heart forward, toenails to the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the front of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, finding Tadasana. Take a quarter of a turn on your mat so you are facing the longer edge of your mat. Feet are parallel for now. Palms are at the hips. Notice how you feel. Really round into the outer edge of your left foot. Turn your right toes on an exhale toward the front of your mat. So now we're in a triangle formation for a moment. The palms at the hips. Keep a micro bend in both knees. Tailbone draws down. And as you exhale, with the palms at the hips, if that feels good, start to draw the hips back in space as you shine the right shoulder kind of forward toward the right toes. Then eventually exhale, slide the right palm down the right leg. Use the left palm to draw the left hip back in space. Now the tailbone is more pointing toward your back heel. Maybe you inhale, reach the left fingertips up, either gazing up, to the side, or down. If you'd like to find movement here, you could stay locked in but with your gaze on the thumb. You can either stay and find stillness, or as you exhale, fold the left arm down, bring it to the right leg, and as you inhale, come back up into triangle. So move at your pace. Maybe you exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting back up into triangle, and maybe you're finding stillness. Do what feels best for you for a few more cycles of breath. Your next inhale, lengthen. Look down on your exhale. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend the right knee into warrior two. So let's work on our foundation. Right knee stacks on top of the right ankle. Arms are reaching out. You can either gaze over the torso or over the right thumb. I'm going to, for now, try and project as much as I can looking at the camera. Really press into the outer edge of your back foot. Again, you can either choose to find stillness, or if you'd like to find some fluid movement, on an inhale, we can lengthen the legs and the arms, bring the palms together, look up. Exhale into warrior two. So again, stillness, or you move with your breath. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, warrior two. So do what feels best for you for a few cycles of breath. Some of us might need some stillness after the busyness of our online lives. Some of us might need to keep moving so that we don't want to stay in those thoughts. So this is your practice. On your next exhale, find a complete breath in warrior two. And as you inhale, flip the right palm, reach it up and back into reverse warrior. Or if you stayed in warrior and you want to give your knee a break, that quad a break, you can definitely lengthen through the leg. Otherwise, really power through, keeping the right knee bent, not collapsing into the back knee with your palm, really lengthening through the torso. And as you inhale, come back up into warrior two. Exhale, bend the right elbow, bring the right forearm to the right thigh, and then bring the left arm alongside the left ear, either looking down or maybe gazing up at your top arm, trying to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in, breathing out. Couple more cycles of breath here. On your next exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up into warrior two. Exhale, turn both feet in parallel. Release the arms by the side. And without locking out the knees, maybe just kind of sway the arms from side to side a little bit. Know that the other side awaits. Right, palms at the hips. Exhale, turn your left toes out. So we're in our triangle formation. Really press into the outer edge of your right foot. And if you keep the palms at the hips like I have, draw the hips back in space so that the left shoulder is kind of pointing closer toward the left toes. Eventually slide the left palm down the leg. Bring the right palm to shift the right hip back in space. Tailbone is oriented toward your back heel. Maybe you reach the right arm up. Maybe you lock in on your gaze on the thumb to find some fluid movement. Maybe you're still. On the exhale, maybe you fold the left arm down. Excuse me, it would be your right arm down to your leg. And inhale, reaching up. So moving or not moving with your breath for a few rounds. Next time you inhale, find length in your triangle. Exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend your left knee into your warrior two formation. Notice if you want to make any adjustments. Either choose to stay here, or maybe you want to find some fluid movement. If that's the case, inhale, lengthen the legs and the arms, bring the palms together overhead, look up. Exhale, warrior two. So remember, this is your practice. Move or do not move at whatever way is best for your body tonight. I'm going to continue to find a little bit of movement here. Couple more cycles. Next time, if you're moving on that exhale, maintain warrior two for a breath. Flip the front palm on an inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Remember, you can lengthen through the front leg if that's going to help give your leg a break. Don't collapse into the back body, whichever formation you're in. Soft through the back of the neck. Couple more breaths here. So you inhale, come back up into warrior two. Exhale, bend your left elbow, bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Maybe you inhale, reach the right arm up overhead, gazing up or down. We'll maintain this for a few cycles of breath if that feels good for you, knowing you can come out at any time. Your next exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, turn both feet parallel, bring the palms to the hips. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, finding a forward fold. So I'm going to continue to just be in a half lift so I can project a little bit better. The palms can come underneath the shoulders. Maybe they come to the big toes or outside the feet. Let the forehead come closer to the earth. The crown of the head. So that the hips are more on top of the heels or ankles as opposed to coming back behind you to the back edge of your mat. So I'm going to quit speaking for a couple of moments and find a few breaths in this forward fold, wide-legged version. As you are ready, bring the palms back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms at the hip creases. Inhale, rise with a long spine. Exhale, step to the front of your mat. So at the front of your mat, finding your Tadasana, close the eyes if that feels good. Do another brief body scan. as you are ready, with the palms at the hips, feel really grounded in the right foot, and exhale, step the left foot back. You're more than welcome to release the back knee. I'm here on the bricks. So you're on the ball of the left foot, right knee stacks on top of the right ankle. So the reason I mentioned the bricks is without a blanket, it would not feel very comfortable for me to have my knee down on the brick. So I'm going to keep my back leg lifted. If you have your leg lifted, feel as if you're lifting into your invisible hand behind your left knee. Shoulder stack on top of the hips. Maybe you inhale, reach the arms up. You're welcome to stay here in your crescent lunge. If you'd like to find some movement, on an exhale, bring the palms to frame the front foot. So you're probably on the fingertips as you draw the right hip back. So you're lengthening through the right leg. And as you inhale, rebend into your lunge with the palms down. And then on your next breath, draw the right hip back, lengthen through the right leg. And do this with your breath. Moving at your pace. One breath, one movement. One more complete round. Next time you're bent into the right knee, bring the palms to the hips. Inhale, lift up. Reach the arms up. Bring the palms to the heart space. Really press into the right foot as this is going to be on an inhale, palms to the heart, lift the left knee into the chest. Optional here, exhale, expand out through the arms and through the left leg. Reach the toes up towards the sky. Inhale, draw everything in. Exhale, slowly step back to your crescent lunge. Arms will reach. Inhale, bring the palms and the left knee in. I'm definitely losing my balance here. Step back here. In fact, I'll face you for the moment here. As you exhale, expand. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, you'll come back into your crescent lunge. One more time. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, expand. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, step your left foot forward to meet the right, find your Tadasana. Notice how your right side lower body feels. Palms at the hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. And then on an exhale, slowly press your right foot back. You're on the ball of your right foot. You can lower the knee for now. Or if you chose to go through the flow earlier, you want to try that on the other side once we get to it. That's up to you. Maybe you want to hang out in your crescent lunge. Reach the arms up if that feels good for you. And on the next exhale, bring the palms to the earth. So you bring the fingertips to the earth. Lengthen through the left leg. Draw the left hip back in space. And then bend the left knee. Heart shines forward. Moving with your breath. One breath, one movement. Take a few cycles here. One more round. Next time your left knee is stacked on top of the left ankle. Bring the palms to the hips. Lift up on an inhale, reach the arms up, sigh it out. Exhale. Bring the palms to the heart space as you bring your right knee to your chest. Exhale, expand and reach. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, step back to your crescent lunge. Inhale, palms and the right knee into the chest. Exhale, expand and reach. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, find your crescent lunge. Couple more cycles. Inhale, bring everything in. Exhale, expand. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, crescent lunge. Last round. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, expand and reach. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, crescent lunge. Take a breath in. Exhale. Palms frame the front foot. Step the back foot forward, folding in. Find a forward fold. So again, I'm facing the camera. I would encourage you to have your feet about hip width apart. Bend the knees a little bit. Either clasp the fingers behind the neck or maybe clasp opposite elbows. Or bring the palms underneath the feet, whatever feels good for you. Find a closed chain and restore yourself a little bit in a nice juicy forward fold. Couple more breaths here. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up in whatever way is best for your body. Exhale, finding Tadasana. So I'm going to lead us through a round of tree. It's best for you to find a point to look at, to softly gaze at that's not moving. So you may not want to be looking at the camera on this, but I encourage you to find a comfortable stance. Maybe your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. And start to shift the weight into your left foot. Just softly bend the right knee, palms at the hips. Really plug into the left foot as you inhale. Lift the right knee up. Exhale, open it wide like a gate, and then press your right foot into your left leg, anywhere but your knee. Really zip up through the midline. And as you are ready, maybe you inhale, reach the arms up. Draw the left hip in if it's trying to jut out. Know that if you fall out of your tree, that's okay. You can come back in. Take a few rounds of breath here, knowing you can come out at any time. As you are ready, inhale, bring everything into center. Exhale, step it out. Take a breath here. Start to shift the weight into your right foot. Slightly bend the left knee, palms at the hips if that feels good. Exhale, open the left knee wide like a gate. Press your left foot into your right leg, anywhere but your knee. Zip up through the midline. Really draw the right hip in if it's trying to press out. Maybe you inhale, reach the arms up, reconnecting with your focal point. Maybe you sway. Maybe you shift your gaze to try and make it either more difficult or more approachable, depending on where you are tonight. One more round of breath. Inhale, bring everything back into the midline. Exhale, step it out. Finding Tadasana. Take a couple rounds of breath here, coming back to your intention, back to your breath. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold, palms press, step back to downward facing dog. You can either find child's pose if you would like some rest, or find your flow, moving with your breath. If you're in child's pose, enjoy that moment. If you're in downward facing dog, enjoy that moment. If you're in child's pose, you're welcome to meet us in our next pose in a moment. Otherwise, you can lift the knees and meet us in down dog. From down dog, look forward on your inhale. Exhale, slowly walk the feet forward. half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold, and then turn the feet out so it's more of the mat width distance. So if you were in child's pose, if you come up to a seat, and then if you'd like to find a squat, so the feet are turned out. You were in a forward fold, I would turn toward you to project better. Sound like a broken record, thanks for hanging in there. And then exhale, bend the knees, bring the palms to the heart space. Maybe you're in a high squat, or maybe you come to a lower squat. Wherever you are, this is exactly where you are. So bring the palms to the heart space, try and have the outer arms pressing into the inner thighs. Soft through the back of the neck. And you can come down at any time, otherwise maybe a couple more breaths here. And again, if stillness isn't your game today, maybe you shift around just a little bit, but try and keep long through the heart space. As you exhale, bring the palms to the earth, press back into that forward fold, slowly walk the feet in closer to each other, half lift on your inhale, exhale, fold, press back, downward facing dog. Maybe you find another flow. On your next exhale, release the knees. We're in a tabletop now. Reach the arms, walk the palms slightly forward so you can bring the forearms to the earth. So, elbows are underneath the shoulders. Walk one foot back, so you're on the ball of one foot, and then walk the ball of the other foot back, so you are now in forearm plank, if you're choosing to be. If you want to release the knees, absolutely. We're going to find a bit of a flow. On the inhale, release the hips softly, point the toes back behind you, shine the heart forward. We'll move with your breath. Exhale. Bring the toes back to the earth as you lift up into your forearm plank. Inhale will be our Sphinx pose. Exhale will be our forearm plank. Take a few more rounds of that if it feels good for you. One more round. Meet in forearm plank. Look down towards your thumbs, so the sternum is sliding slightly forward. If your knees are down, that's awesome, they can stay there. Otherwise, with the feet lifted, the knees lifted, slowly start to walk the feet in a little bit closer. I'm not bringing us into forearm stand, that's not in my practice. Just a little bit of core work. Try not to collapse into your shoulders or your elbows. Maybe look back at the toes. Let the neck be long, the ears resting comfortably between the arms. Slowly release the knees. Find child's pose. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Welcome to stay in child's pose as long as you like. Otherwise, as you are ready, you can slowly walk the palms back towards the knees. Lift the shoulders to stack on top of the hips, and then just shift the hips to one side. Reach the feet out long. So I will turn toward you. I am in a half Dandasana, so toes are flexed, ankles flexed, shoulders stack on top of the hips, palms either at the thighs or on the mat outside your hips. Notice how this feels. Either stay here in half Dandasana or inhale, reach the arms up, finding full staff pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, let the palms come toward the sides. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot outside the left leg. The left leg is extended. Keep the toes flexed, or you can bend the knee, bring the foot toward you, as long as your hips feel nice and level. Right arm's gonna come behind you as just a gentle kickstand. As you inhale, Reach the left arm up. Exhale, twist it out to the right. You can hook or hug the elbow around the right knee. Really press the right foot into the earth. Be mindful of your neck, knowing you can turn the head toward your right shoulder, or it can stay gazing over the torso. Whatever is best for you. Couple more rounds of breath here in your twist. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Exhale, reach the legs out to prepare for the other side. Bend your left knee, place the left foot outside the right knee. If the right leg is extended, keep the toes flexed. Otherwise, bend the right knee, bring the foot behind you. Left arm's gonna come behind you as your gentle kickstand. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, twist it out to the left. Be mindful of where you would like to direct your gaze. Take a few rounds of breath here. Inhale back through center. Exhale, lengthen everything out. Again, with the feet flexed, micro bend in the knee. Bring the palms just underneath the belly, create some space. Lift the lower belly up as you shine the heart forward. And then exhale, slowly walk the palms forward wherever is most comfortable for you to find your forward fold. It's really about shining the heart forward as opposed to trying to reach the nose toward the knees. So you're tilting the pelvis forward, drawing the shoulders away from the ears, and maybe you kind of lift in and out on your inhale, exhale. Take a few more breaths wherever you are. Inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, bring the palms underneath the thighs, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. And the feet can be further away from you for a more restorative forward fold, or you can keep the feet a little bit closer. All depends on what you're feeling. Find a comfortable spot for your palms. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, shine the heart forward. Maybe you stay here, maybe you walk the fingertips out, tenting them a little bit, whatever feels best for you. Find your version of this nice forward fold, bound angle. And as you are ready, inhale, lift through the heart space. Exhale, bring the palms outside the knees, draw them together, maybe give yourself a nice hug. So I am going to turn toward the water for this one. I'll have my face turned for the moment. Since we are by all these wonderful boats and we're at the water, or at least I am, and hopefully you're able to experience it on your own, away from crowds at some point that works for you. Let's find boat pose, Navasana. So the palms will come behind the thighs if that's in your practice. You can lift the shins, keep the knees bent, keep lengthen the spine. Maybe some of you can lengthen through the legs. Maybe some of you take the palms off the thighs, reach the arms forward. And on the exhale, just come back into our seat with the feet to the earth. We'll come back. I'll cue us to come back into boat pose. We'll lengthen and hover over the earth and then come back in. Remember, that's totally optional. Just a little bit of core work, a little bit of honoring all the boats around us here. All right, so on your exhale, find boat pose. Inhale, lengthen and hover. Exhale, boat pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, boat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, boat. Couple more rounds. Continue this a few more rounds, and maybe you're like, nope, doesn't work for me. That's okay. You do what feels good for you. Maybe one more round. Next time you lengthen and hover, keep breathing, but hover just a little bit longer. And then when you're ready, exhale, bring everything to the earth. Just a baby resting pose for a moment.
we'll find a reclined twist. So whatever your favorite reclined twist is, go for it. Bend the knees, bring the feet underneath the knees, arms out at a T or cactus arms. And then shift the hips a little bit to the right. As you exhale, let the knees fall to the left. And gaze wherever is most comfortable for your neck. Maybe closing the eyes or gazing softly down the nose. Let your right shoulder be your anchor. If your right shoulder is having a hard time coming down comfortably, you can bend the right elbow, bring the right palm to the right hip. And sometimes kind of pressing into the left elbow helps press into the right shoulder. Couple more breaths here. You're welcome to stay here longer. Otherwise, inhale, shift back to neutral. And then exhale, shift the hips a little bit to the left. Exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Readjust as needed. We'll take a few cycles of breath here with the twist in the other direction. Another couple breaths wherever you are in the twist. You're welcome to stay here longer. Otherwise, when you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Maybe curl yourself into a little ball, bringing the forehead toward the knees. Exhale, bring the back of the head and the back to the earth, bring the feet to the earth. Reach the legs up towards the ceiling or the sky. Point and flex the toes a little bit. Palms can rest comfortably by the side. And now keep the toes pointed up. So this is kind of like a legs up the wall pose. Stay here for a couple of breaths. When you're ready, exhale, bring the feet back to the earth. Open the knees wide like a gate again. The soles of the feet together. Maybe one palm to the lower belly, one to the heart space. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. This is a reclined bound angle. I'll cue us through a couple rounds of an extended exhalation. But again, if I'm counting at a pace that you prefer something slower or faster for your body, go with what works best for you, but try and elongate your exhale by 1 or maybe even 2 counts. So inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue a few more rounds, breathing at your pace, extending the exhale a little bit longer.
You're welcome to stay here longer if you like. If there's any other postures, any other shapes that you would like to find before coming into rest for a few minutes, I encourage you to take that time. For those of you that are ready to come into your resting pose, you can choose to lengthen the legs take some space up. So spread the feet, let them splay open, create some space between the side body and the arms. I like my palms face up, maybe you like the palms face down. Maybe you'd rather find a seated position for your rest. Do whatever feels best for you. Let the thoughts of the breath go. Let any thoughts that might be lingering go as you are able. I encourage you to try and find a little bit of stillness, even if it's just for a few breaths. You've moved actively for about an hour now. And part of our yoga practice is trying to find the space, as difficult as it might seem at times, to be in the present moment, to be okay with our body and with our stillness. So even if that is such a short amount of stillness, I encourage you to find that stillness, let those thoughts go, and enjoy your rest. After a little bit, I will cue us out, but know that you can come out earlier or stay in longer if you would like.
The jellyfish. Like jellyfish.
You are welcome to stay in Shavasana longer if you like. Only as you are ready, start to make subtle movements of the breath in the body, coming back to earth, acknowledging the sounds around you. Maybe keeping your eyes closed, you slowly pull the knees into your chest and roll to one side for a breath or more. When you are ready, use your outer palm to press up to a seat, using the edges of your mat to guide you. And just as we began, elbows comfortably underneath the shoulders. Bring the palms to the heart space when you're ready. Taking a couple breaths here. Close practice just as we began with a round of optional Om. Inhale, sigh it out. Inhale for Om. Om. Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of our own lives contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you so much. This has been really fun for me to be able to lead a class. I miss you all. I wish that we could be here together. It is just not the time for that. So I'm grateful that you're able to find your yoga practice in whatever ways are most accessible to you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, whenever you're practicing, and please stay in touch and look for our posts on our social media accounts about our next classes. Enjoy the rest of your night.